And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. My guest today is Ron Kinder. We're on that one there, Ron. Ron is an author. We are going to talk about the books that he has written today, as well as the writing process, and talk about all kinds of interesting things here with Ron today. As you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Hope you're having an outstanding Wednesday, July 14th. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Over in Effingham on Channel 100. Same story down in Flora. Jeff, Sisney, Albion, West Salem. Over in Salem on Channel 99 or Channel 3. Thank you so much for tuning in, however you're doing it. Let me tell you a little bit, folks, about what is going on today in and around the area. Down in Wayne County in Fairfield, the fair is continuing this week. Tonight, it is church night. This is Wednesday, and so the church night will start about 7 o'clock. I believe that's put on by the Fairfield Ministerial Alliance, and you want to go out there and say hello to the folks. Also, tomorrow night at the fair, I don't have a show tomorrow, so I've got to tell you about this one. Tomorrow night at the fair, it's the Le Mans Motocross, the Motorsports Motocross out at the Wayne County Fair, also at 7 o'clock in the evening. What else is going on today and or tomorrow? Over in near Johnsonville at Samdale Lake, the Samdale Lake Conservation, they are banding hummingbirds. Now, if you haven't seen this in person, if you haven't seen people band hummingbirds, it is really something to see, because they somehow capture them. I believe it's with maybe I think they. Have you ever seen this done? Have you ever seen banding hummingbirds done?
No, but I'm interested.
I think how it works. I think they tranquilize them somehow, and then they'll capture them, and then they put a little band on their foot and let them go. It's just wow. It's really something to see. But they'll be doing that out at Samdale Lake on a Thursday. So, and that'll be from 9 a.m. to noon if you're interested. Speaking of nature, up in Effingham on this afternoon at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, it'll be the Camo in Nature. This will be an exploration. It's an informative program about animals and camouflage. This is for kids ages 5 through 12. It'll be in the Workman Room up in Effingham. Registration is required. You might want to get a hold of the folks at the Effingham Public Library and register for that. Also up in Effingham tonight, it is at the Village Wine and Gifts. It is open microphone night. I always like to mention this for my good friend Bill Pasalacqua. Bill will be up there singing and picking and a grinning with some of his friends. They always put on a nice show. Be about 3 hours long, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock tonight at the Village Wine and Gifts. One other thing I wanted to mention. On Thursday night, the Y Fairfield group is hosting their first of a monthly. They're going to try to do this monthly concert series down in Fairfield. This is going to be at the Fairfield Elks Club, and the always popular Wolf and Nation group are going to play down at the Fairfield Elks on Thursday night. Dylan Wolf, of course, and Ben Nation. Those folks are from Flora, from Louisville, and they put on an outstanding show. They are now big Nashville recording artists, so you might want to take a look at those folks. What else going on in and around the area today, Wednesday, July 14th? This is National Mac and Cheese Day. Did you realize that today is National Macaroni and Cheese Day?
I did not.
He did not. Of course he didn't. Who would? One of the classic comfort foods earns a place of honor on July 14th. It is National Macaroni and Cheese Day. Made with macaroni noodles, cream, or milk, and the golden goodness of cheese, mac and cheese shines as a side dish while also standing on its own as a main dish from time to time. This meal reminds most folks of home while also teaching you the basics of the kitchen. I must admit, it was one of the first pan things I ever cooked, was making macaroni and cheese.
That's good.
Mom let me tear loose into the kitchen. Maybe the worst idea she's ever had. But Macaroni and Cheese Day, ladies and gentlemen, this is July 14th. You want to, if you want to celebrate that, make up a nice, bake yourself a nice macaroni and cheese today, and just think about it. This is also, now I don't know if you'll want to do that while you're celebrating this next day, ladies and gentlemen. This is also, now I mentioned about a week ago that this was the start of National Nude Recreation Week. National Nude Recreational Week. This is also, July 14th is National Nude Day.
And no, I did not know about that.
I was wondering if you knew I was going to ask,
yeah,
Ron.
I knew. No, I did not know about that.
On July 14th, laundry is unnecessary. It's National Nude Day. Enjoy an air bath or explore the naturist movement. One thing for sure, this observance offers a way to keep cool on a hot, sticky summer day. Nudist groups around the world celebrate this holiday and take it quite seriously as well. I'm not, to tell you the truth, I probably won't celebrate it myself, but if you choose, all more power to you. This day was celebrated first in New Zealand. Now, I'm kind of surprised they would have celebrated it in New Zealand, as this would be the middle of winter time down there, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
But you know,
hardy people.
Hardy people. There you go. Exactly right. So this is National Nude Day. If you're choosing to celebrate that. One other thing I wanted to mention today, as this is also July, is National Cell Phone Courtesy Month. This encourages us all to evaluate your cellular habits and consider others before you reach for your phone. Our phones have become an integral part of our lives. We schedule events, organize shopping lists, order birthday presents, do all kinds of things from that one small device. But do you even make a phone call anymore? Phone courtesy has always been in fashion, but when they became smartphones, it seems folks lost a little bit of the courtesy, and this is trying to get a little bit of phone courtesy back. Here's a few techno etiquette rules or suggestions from Verizon. You can turn your phone off when you go to eat in a restaurant or something like that, or if you have to leave it on, place it face down on the table. Give a heads up to the folks you're with if you are going to be needing to use your phone. Be considerate. Make sure that you keep your phone conversations short. Avoid cell yell, which is when you speak in a loud voice when you're trying to talk on the phone. And somebody calls you and you start talking like this. Yeah, I can hear you. You're sounding good. Yeah. Well, try to avoid that. That's one of the things that is a little discourteous. You might want to keep your conversation to yourself if you have the opportunity. Don't put anything on speakerphone or something like that. And also, finally, and probably most importantly, don't text and drive. That is a terrible habit that some folks have developed, and it leads to all kinds of bad things potentially happening. So, yeah, just keep it in mind. Don't text and drive, and turn your phone off, or don't even look at it. Don't even look at it while you're trying to drive. That's one way to stay safe. What's on television tonight? This being the late July, mid-July, not really expecting to have the NBA playoffs still going on, but they sure are. The NBA Finals continue tonight. Game 4, it'll be the Phoenix Suns at Milwaukee. Phoenix took the first 2 games in Phoenix, and they went to Milwaukee. Milwaukee won on Sunday. They're going to try to win Game 4 tonight to even up the series. That'll be on ABC. Game time's about 8 o'clock, but they'll have all kinds of pregame show before that. Again, that's on ABC tonight, Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Also, the CONCACAF Gold Cup is continuing tonight. They are continuing. This is the CONCACAF Cup, is the one that determines the national winner for North America and Central America. And tonight on Fox Sports 1, it will be Trinidad and Tobago at El Salvador, and that's at 6:30. Fox Sports 1 is channel 610. That'll be followed up by Guatemala at Mexico. Mexico is the favorite in the CONCACAF. So that's on Fox Sports 1 as well at 8:30. So look forward to that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Ron Kinder. I'm Bruce Dickey, and we're going to come back in just a minute. We're going to talk about Ron's books and all kinds of different things here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Do please stick around. Thanks.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk, and they just now are. Just letting you know. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today is Ron Kinder. He's an author, and his new book is Once the Fire Starts. We're going to talk about it, along with all kinds of different, he's got 2 or 3 other books, a couple of other books in the past. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff today with Ron. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, Bruce.
Thank you very much for coming in. Great to meet you today. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
And you know how I found out about you, and I feel bad that I did not. I hadn't seen. I like to keep my finger on the pulse. You know, keep track of. At least in this area, because I'm doing a show and I need to have guests and that kind of thing. I saw you had an author signing up in Effingham a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Do you like those? How do those go? Are those a lot of fun?
Well, they are, because and I had one before that over in Jasper County too, where I'm from originally, and I do like to do them because, first of all, you get to see a lot of people that you didn't know were even interested in your books.
Right.
And since I have 3 books out now, a lot of times they will come in and they're interested in my new book, but they want to tell me what they thought about the previous book.
Really?
And so I get a lot of feedback from people, and most of it's good, and sometimes you get some comments that you know, like, oh, okay,
thought-provoking.
Yeah, next time I'll think about that. Yes, and so, but yeah, I do like the book signings, and not only that, but of course, then I get to sell some books too.
Yeah, well, of course, that's the fun part.
Because you know, that is not that you ever go into this thinking, boy, I'm going to sell a whole bunch of books and make a lot of money. Not when you're self-publishing.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see people buying it and hopefully appreciating what you've done.
That was going to be one of my next questions. What did you do you're retired from your former job, I guess, right? What was your former job? What did you do for a living?
Well, when I retired, Bruce, I was working for Dale Carnegie Training.
Okay. How long you been there?
I was there 7 or 8 years before I retired. And it was absolutely one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It was a great fit for me because I had done a lot of literally door-to-door sales and cold calling a lot.
Which is, if folks don't know how tough cold calling can be, you jump into cold calling for a few days, you learn what tough is, don't you?
You do, and that is sort of what makes you understand whether or not you're going to be a salesperson or not when you're going door to door. But Dale Carnegie Training was different than that in the respect that I sort of stepped up to where I was dealing still with small businesses a lot, Bruce. But then I also got to make appointments and go see people that I really didn't think I'd ever get to go see. People like at ADM, and Caterpillar.
Decision makers in large corporations.
Yes. And so that was a whole different thing for me, and I really liked it.
Oh, really?
I really liked it, yeah, because I got to show these people who were the heads of various departments and corporations how we could further help them by helping the people that they were willing to invest in become more professional.
Right.
And so, yes, it was very good.
Okay, so you get done with that and you decide, I'm going to move to Florida and write the great American novel. Is that what happened?
No.
All right, that's not what happened. All right. So you decide, you sit down and you think, boy, I'm going to start writing books. I'm going to be Stephen King. Mm-hmm. Actually, the interesting thing, you're talking about self-published. We'll talk about the process maybe a little bit later. But the interesting, guys like John Grisham, he started out as a self-published.
Yes.
That hasn't happened to you yet.
Well, yeah, I am self-published.
The Grisham thing, though.
But the Grisham thing hasn't happened, and James Patterson's staff has not called me.
Well, maybe we'll check the phone later. Okay, well, what made you decide you wanted to become an author?
Well, actually, Bruce, it was basically an accident.
Oh, really?
That I became.
Is this something you sat down and put a typewriter in front of you? Well,
typewriter.
Typewriter. Do people even use them? Or put the typewriter, or put the yellow pad, or put the word processor in front of you. This wasn't. Yeah. You didn't just sit down and start doing it, huh?
No, I really had to be kind of talked into it. My first book was really just meant to be some stories that I was writing down for our son.
Okay.
Because they were always told at family gatherings and Christmas and holidays, and people loved to hear them.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, you know what? At some point, nobody's going to be around to tell those stories, And so I want to get them down on paper for our son, Ryan.
Almost a memoir, I guess.
And a memoir, just so he has them.
Right.
And then basically from there, I was talked into making it a book. And I said no.
I tell you what, let's do. Let's take a quick break, folks. We're going to come back and we are going to see who twisted his arm. And that made it, because jumping from just writing down stories to making it a book and self-publishing, that's a pretty good leap, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We'll get to that in just a minute. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Ron Kinder. I'm Bruce, back right after these. Do stick around.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basementy experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basementy experts.
Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. The reason I say that is because I did it on I-64. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Ron Kinder is here, and he is an author. We are talking about, his new book is Once the Fire Starts. We'll get to it in just a minute. I'm asking about the process of becoming a self-published author. You had these stories, Ron, that you wanted to. What's your son's name, by the way?
Ryan.
Ryan. You wanted to let your son Ryan hear about the days past, days gone by.
Correct.
And all of a sudden, it became a book.
It did.
What was you said no first. What happened to turn you around?
Well, I never had intended to write a book, certainly about those. And my
writing a book's got to be a daunting thought whenever you first, I don't have a book in me, I would think somebody might say to themselves.
Yeah, and to make something interesting and readable then for
out
other
of
people
whole
was
cloth.
the challenge, out of whole cloth. So my cousin Roger, who is in actually a couple of these books, just kept prompting me to do that. And I said, I don't really want to make it a book. I just want people to be able to see these stories. And he said, I think you might be surprised at about how many people would be interested and relate
Really?
to them. And so that's the key word that hit me, was that other people would relate to these stories because they probably did crazy things when they were
Well, I
growing
guess
up,
that's
too.
true. Yeah,
You know?
I guess that's true.
And I found that did happen, Bruce, that when I wrote this book and it finally became a book, and people would read it, and then they would see me later and they would go, man, that reminded me so much of what my brother and I used to do, you know, and then they'd go into their stories.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I'd say, well, you know what? You need to write that down.
Your
Yeah.
kids might want to hear that too.
Absolutely. And so that's how this book came about. There are some things in there that even to this day people
May I see the first book?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, people still shake their head over.
Yeah, really?
But
Okay.
you know, we did what we could outside.
Yeah.
Everything was outside, and we made our own adventures and did our own experiments. And
Is that you in the wagon?
that's my cousin Jerry, then me, and then my cousin Roger in the red wagon.
Okay.
Which our grandfather built for us.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, our
That's a
grandfather.
handmade wagon.
That is a handmade wagon.
You still have it?
It's still in the family.
Is that right?
It is.
Oh, that's really cool.
It will always be in the family.
Yeah.
And yeah, we rode that thing up and down the hill, which we thought was a big, tremendous hill at the time. And you go.
Now you go back to Newton and it's not nearly as big.
You go look at it, and it's like, it's hardly a hill at all. But boy, did we have some fun with that red wagon, and that's one of the stories in there. Is about the red wagon and some of the adventures that we had in that.
Okay, so you decided, okay, I'm going to make this a book. How does one get into self-publishing? I mean, do you then decide, okay, I'm going to go to the Kinko's and make some copies or something like that? Is that basically how it works?
Well, it started that way.
Did it really?
I actually had a company, Effingham Printing, in Effingham, print it because I couldn't find anybody to do it that didn't want me to start out by printing 500 or
Right.
1,000 copies.
Yeah,
Well,
that's too much.
and I thought, well, why would I do that when maybe 10 people are going to want to read this thing?
Right.
That's what I thought initially.
Yeah. Now
So,
you're in your 15th printing or something like that, whatever.
Well, quite a few printings actually, but so Effingham Printing literally spiral bound the thing for me, and that's what I started selling.
No kidding.
And yeah, and people were buying it just as a spiral bound manuscript almost with pictures, and then I convinced my wife, Janice, who without her, none of this would have ever happened. I convinced her we need to reformat that book, make it a nice cover, reformat the pictures, and put it on Amazon.com with the other two books. And so
this is the reformatted
that
version.
is the reformatted version.
The other version was not available. And by the way, all of these are going to be on Amazon.com, right?
They are indeed.
They are indeed. This was what it looks like now. If you have one of the original signed spiral bound copies, I would hold on to that.
Well, yeah, believe it or not, I did sell quite a few of those just spiral bound.
No kidding.
Yeah. But it sort of went along with the theme, really, of a simpler, less complicated time. When I was selling them like that, I thought, well, this is really, this is pretty simple.
It's a book of stories, though.
But the stories are there, and it was indeed when you're growing up in that era, boy, it was a simpler time and less complicated.
Oh, I'm certain. Well, to everyone, everyone's childhood is going to be a simpler time to what they are 30 or 40, 50 years down the road. After you finished that one, what made you decide you wanted to continue writing and continue the theme of telling stories? They got a little bit more complex as you got older, didn't they?
Well, actually, was not ever going to write the second book.
Oh, really?
No, I had absolutely refused to write that book because this book was fun. The first book was fun, and it was about all kinds of fun experiences. And the second book had to be a continuation, I thought, and I graduated from high school in 1966, which
Middle of the Vietnam
was
War.
in the smack dab in the middle of the Vietnam War.
Right.
So times were not so innocent
Right.
then. And it took a lot of prodding from several people before I agreed to write the second
That's my
book.
question. Did you have, was it the folks who had read the first book and wanted to see more, I guess?
Part of that is
Or was it your son who said, these are good stories, keep talking, Dad?
well, I mean, my son had heard me say before that I wasn't going to write the second book.
Yeah.
And so eventually I decided to do it. And even once I decided to do it, it was a slow process, Bruce, because it was so emotional.
That was one thing I was going to ask you. What was the time frame from start to finish on creating this book, at least writing it down?
About a year and a half.
And how about the second one?
About a year and a half.
But it was, but you'd have thought the second one would have been faster, would have come faster because you'd already done it once. But that's not true because you had the emotions came back, huh?
Well, the emotions came back, and the era we were living in was required. I mean, I knew a lot about it, obviously, but it required some research to make sure that I had the dates, the times, and what happened correct. Because I had friends go to Vietnam that were wounded. Had one of our friends that we grew up with and was mentioned in that first book killed in Vietnam.
Did not come back.
So yeah, it was a totally different experience in writing it. Plus, then you throw in the fact that I was playing in a band at the time.
Oh, really?
And so some of those experiences are in there, a lot of them.
That one.
In the second book.
Yeah, the second one. Let me show the second
book.
one. Yeah.
Yes, Searching for Everything.
Now this one doesn't have nearly as many pictures as the first one, does it?
It's got some
got a few.
pictures, but not like not the same as the
What'd you
first
play?
book. Drums.
Okay. For how many years did you play in a band? Were you a professional musician?
Well, I mean, I
got
guess
paid.
I guess you could say professional.
I guess by professional musician, I mean that was all you did. That was not all you did.
No, it wasn't all I did,
Yeah.
but there was a time in my life during that book where that's all the income I had was
Well, that
from
happens.
playing drums.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, Bruce, this was a more emotional, a little bit more difficult book to write because of so many things that happened. And then I decided to move to Oregon for a while. And so within that book, Searching for Everything, there's part of that is where I moved to Oregon, lived with my cousin Jane Ann and her husband, who was an FBI agent.
Really?
And yes, and keeping in mind, this was during the 60s.
Yeah.
And during getting into the late 60s, when things were very, very heated on college campuses.
Yeah, the FBI had their hands full.
And so I ended up moving to Eugene, Oregon, which is where the university.
Eugene had some problems. I mean, the University of Oregon, didn't they burn down the Union there like they did in Carbondale? I thought they did.
They burned down a lot of things
Yeah.
and blew up a lot of things.
Yeah.
And,
when I say they, I mean protesters, students, some non-students, all kinds of folks involved.
Yes, and so I got to be a part of that.
How long did you live in Eugene?
13 months.
Oh, okay.
13 months. And
I thought you were going to say 13 years, and
No.
I'd say, well, you would have been there for Animal House. You were there before Animal House.
I was there before Animal House. But so getting to see the side of the Vietnam War and the protests from literally from an FBI agent standpoint. And I grew up in Newton, Illinois, which at the time was probably, 2,500 people.
Yeah. Still not a lot more than that,
And
3,000, 4,000.
And then I go to Eugene, Oregon, to where the University of Oregon is, and wow, you talk about cultural change.
Is that the transition?
That's part of it.
That's part of it.
That's part
Okay.
of the
Well, I'm not gonna ask him to define exactly what the transition is, but I think you're kind of getting the idea. The transition from innocent, youth
Yes.
to adulthood.
Into more of a very more complicated and serious time, and how you had to deal with that.
How far into the future does the second one go?
It
Not
goes
into the past, but it's the future from the first one, I guess.
The first one, the second book goes from graduation night of the class of '66 until a little ways into 1970 when I finally got married.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So nobody's asking you to write the third book yet, or have they bugged you?
Well, they did bug me about writing a follow-up to Searching for Everything, but I decided to go the novel.
I like your thought. When we come back, we're going to talk about the novel. The novel is Once the Fire Starts. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Here along with Ron Kinder, we're telling stories. We'll be back right after this word. Please do stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Good morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, talking with Ron Kinder. Easiest way to find out more information about you and your books is just to go to Amazon.com, I guess.
Yes.
Are they in any? Are you in any local stores? Any bookstores or?
No,
not a whole lot of bookstores anymore.
I am in one store in Newton, Illinois, which actually is just a variety store, but she wanted to sell my books.
Oh, that's cool.
So there is a little store over in Newton, Illinois, and it's called MBT. I think it's MBT Variety Store, I believe. And she is selling all three of my books over there, but there's just not that many bookstores around anymore.
No, that's true. Here are the first two, folks. I was like, screw this up. The Innocent Age, Growing Up in America Before the Beatles, and then Searching for Everything. I got to know, did you, before the Beatles, do you brought this up to the Beatles, I guess? I mean, up to the date of the Beatles. Did you get a chance to, I guess, does that one mention seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan? Or
Absolutely.
Oh, does it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was. That was one of the biggest things in my.
See, now you'd have been a sophomore.
Life. I was a sophomore, 15 years old when I.
And just well, you're a drummer. Did you decide to play drums because of Ringo, or because of Charlie Watts?
Actually, I think Ringo had more of an influence on me. I was already interested in playing drums, but then I, like a lot of other people, a lot of other kids, when they saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, man, they wanted to play something.
Yeah.
You know, they either had to go out and get a guitar, they had to get a set of drums, and whatever it was, they had to get it. And they had to go play music because they saw that.
Did you ever get a chance to see the Beatles? This would have been about the time they stopped touring in '66.
Interesting you would ask that, Bruce. I actually had a chance to go see.
Oh, really?
I had a chance to go see the Beatles when they were in St. Louis.
Okay.
In 1966.
Yeah, Busch Stadium, brand new Busch Stadium.
Busch Stadium, 1966. Beatles coming to town. My cousin Steve called me from Centralia.
Okay.
And said, "Hey, man, I've got 4 tickets."
Hey, you gotta like that, cousin.
And he said, "One of them is yours if you want it."
Yeah.
I said, "Wow, that's great." And then I stopped and I said, "How much is it?"
Okay.
And
a reasonable question.
A reasonable question. He says, "What difference does it make how much it is?" We want to see the Beatles in St. Louis.
It's the Beatles.
Yeah,
what do you even
it's
ask?
The Beatles. And so I said, "Well, I know, but how much is the ticket?" He said, $12. And I stalled.
Oh no!
I stalled. Well, you got to understand, Bruce. I was working for my parents, who owned the Fairview Drive-In Theater over in Newton at the time.
Yeah, it's on the south side. It was on the south side.
It was east
side,
of Newton.
Okay. And
I was making $50 a week working at the drive-in.
That's a quarter of your salary for that ticket. A quarter of your pay.
25% of my pay for the week. Plus, I was paying. My dad made me pay for my own car.
There you go.
And so I was having to make payments on my car and gas, of course. And
sure.
I had dates. You know, you got to buy some food or whatever. And so I told my cousin Steve. I said, "Man, I'm sorry, I can't do it."
Oh, no kidding! You didn't go.
He said, "What are you talking about? What do you mean you're not going for $12?" I said, "I'm sorry, man."
He's probably brought in he's probably given you a gift to some birthday, a framed $10 bill, a 1 and a 2, or a 1 and a 1.
Well, I never heard the end of it. I can guarantee you that. But I actually did not go see the Beatles in St. Louis, and then, as you mentioned, then right after that. In fact, in my research, I found out that on the trip from Cincinnati to St. Louis, on the airplane, they decided to a man to stop live tours.
Yeah.
On that trip.
Oh, between Cincinnati and St. Louis? Because there was only like 1 or 2 shows after that. They went to San Francisco and maybe one.
Yeah, so that's when they decided that they were going to stop doing live tours.
Oh, no.
So the chances went right out the window that I was ever going to see them live again. But yeah, I can assure you, some of my relatives still give me a bad time.
And that story's in that one, right?
It is.
Okay,
it is.
That's really cool. Okay, so we've written 2 nonfiction books. What made us decide to become a novelist? Because it's an entirely different kind of writing, isn't it?
It is. It is totally different and totally a challenge, because in the first 2 books, I knew all the characters.
Yeah.
And I knew where the story was going. But
you had a road mark at the end. You saw lights at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, I mean, I knew where I was headed. I knew where I could end it. And then the third book, which I knew if I wrote a third one, I was not going to do it about me, my friends, Jasper County.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
You'd shown off enough of those people.
I had written enough about that.
Too much exposure.
And it actually was sort of cathartic, to tell you the truth.
Is that right?
Especially the second book.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, it was so emotional. And so it really was kind of cathartic to write that second book. So the third one, I wanted to be totally different. And it is indeed. It isn't about me. All the characters are totally fictitious. And the location that I chose for the third book is in Texas.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, but it didn't mean that I didn't have to do a lot of research.
That's what was going to be my next question. I was wondering how much research goes into. I mean, on nonfiction, you want to make sure that your dates are right or everything, and then your research is correct. How much research goes in when you write a novel set in Texas? I mean, did you ever live in Texas?
No.
Did you go down and look around?
Well, I've never been to the place that I wrote about. So, although I have been in Texas a few times, but so it required every bit as much research, if not more.
No kidding.
Because if you're going to write a good fiction story, there has to be a lot of facts in it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why so?
Well, because
I mean, there's no facts in, say. Oh, I guess there are in some and close in fiction set in current time. I guess I'm thinking about like Kipling or something like that. Or
well, let me give you a couple of examples, like
Tolkien.
on Lee Child's books about the Jack Reacher series,
Jack Reacher,
or in James Patterson's series of books. I don't know if James Patterson or Lee Child have been to every location that they're writing about or not, and know intimately the towns. Yeah. But as far as when you read it, you think they are. That's
like Tom Clancy.
Yes.
You remember the old before in the mid '80s Clancy to the late '90s. He put you in the place, and he was describing weapons that it looked like it was like he was reading from the manual, and these weapons didn't exist. That guy, or hopefully, don't know if they exist or not.
So that's one of the reasons I did so much research for my novel, is because I wanted people to. I did want them to be there,
put themselves in their place.
Yeah, and especially then if there's people in Texas, especially in Paris, Texas, that are reading this book, I think they're going to be pretty amazed of how many places they're going to recognize, because I used real places.
No kidding.
Yeah, their airport.
Did you watch the movie, the Paris, Texas movie?
Yes.
I just started watching that the other day and haven't made it through yet.
But their airport, their restaurants, their jail, their the surrounding area. Yes, I used as much of it in reality as I could. That's a totally fictitious story.
That's pretty cool. I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a final break and we're going to come back. I want to hear what the story is, because I just saw the book for the first time today, and I'm looking forward to hearing what it's about. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, speaking with Ron Kinder, and we'll be back right after these words. Please do stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Does your home show signs of foundation problems? Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems. Our Power Brace system can fix the problem permanently and help protect the value of your home. Call Woods Basement Systems today. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Hey folks, welcome back. Commercials are done. That's what I was trying to say. Hello folks, welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Ron Kinder is here, and we've been talking about his books. He has now written a novel. When was it published?
Well, it was published, it says 2020 for a copyright date, but actually just earlier this year.
Yeah, just recently, and you'll see him. He's occasionally going out and doing book signings and that kind of thing, and you might get a chance to meet Ron and see him at something like that. But fascinating to me that you did memoirs basically for your first two books and moved into a novel. Tell me what the novel is about, and how did you come up with the story?
Well,
or just tell me what it's about. How you came up with the story might be something you don't want to talk about.
No, it's all right. And this is one of the biggest challenges when you decide to write a novel, is that you have to then develop all the characters. You know, I knew all the characters in the other book.
I see
in the
that.
other two books. And so this book is about a very, very wealthy family in Northeast Texas who's been wealthy for generations, both sides of the family. And they have become obviously very protective of their family members, their businesses, which they're into oil and cattle and horses, and then
which you presume really wealthy families would be very protective about their.
And then the twin boys in this book take a little bit of a turn and start into the classic car restoration business.
Okay.
And are doing quite well at it. So they do want to protect their name, the good name and the businesses. And then someone from the outside, from California actually, comes in to work for the twins in their restoration business. Well, he also wants to date the daughter.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's
California. What are the ages of these characters?
Yeah, I don't necessarily set ages, but I mean probably. Well, the daughter's 22, and so and the guy who comes in to date her is probably a little older. He may be closer to 30.
Yeah.
But you know, he's trying to break through that barrier to get to even meet this girl.
Yeah.
And boy,
he probably has just seen her.
Yes, he's seen her come and go. She's been in the body shop. She's been in the restoration shop a couple times, and he became very interested.
Sure.
And so just getting to meet her is just is quite an experience for him, because he didn't know how to do it other than just go onto the ranch property and try to meet her. Well,
you get in a little trouble with rich people.
Yeah, and so all the ranch.
I'm thinking of the Kroenke family, owns the 900,000 acre ranch or whatever down there.
Yeah. So he does indeed meet Kylie.
Okay.
And it goes from there. But the problem is, in the novel, he's from California, and so some of his history and some of his baggage all of a sudden starts to follow him in.
Yeah.
And that's where it really takes a turn from very luxurious and very comfortable to a little more tense, a little bit more intrigue. and actually a lot of danger.
No kidding.
Comes into it.
Well, yeah, I guess you got to have some kind of danger if you're writing. But did you ever? Okay. How long did the story form in your mind? Were you sitting fishing one day and you're just sitting there minding your own business, and a good thing the catfish didn't hook, or because it would have ruined your train of thought? Or how long did it take for the story to flow through your head? Because that's fascinating to me.
Well, Bruce, I got to tell you something. The plot in this book.
Mm-hmm.
From the time I started running it through my mind until it actually started to go on paper, the plot totally changed.
Oh, is that right?
It did. Totally changed because I had a totally different idea about what was going to happen. And the farther I got into it, I just realized that, no, I can't.
That's not making sense.
I can't do that. No, I can't do that to that character. I can't do that to the boys in the car restoration business or whatever.
Do you fall in love with particular characters and you can't let bad things happen to them?
Sort of.
No kidding.
Sort of, yeah. Well, I know it sounds
That's
strange,
hokey,
but
I don't mean to call you hokey, but I mean that sounds a little hokey. You got to hurt somebody you like, don't you? Yeah,
and
for art's sake,
and there is some hurt involved.
Okay,
but yeah, I mean, you get to a point where I just
you don't want bad things to happen to good people.
I just can't do that to.
What if everybody you have written in the book is a good person?
Well, you don't have to worry about that. Not everybody in this book is a good person. I can promise you that.
All right, that's good.
And so there are some people that definitely pay the consequences.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, those people, and I think it becomes evident pretty quickly all of a sudden in the book that these are not nice folks.
Yeah.
These are not nice folks, and
the ones who aren't. Yeah, well, I'm not going to ask you to go any deeper into it.
Yeah, well, that's okay. It takes a turn, and the people that have had this comfortable, luxurious life for so long, they just can't believe that it's all of a sudden affecting their family and their businesses and that type of thing. And
so it's almost a family story also then about it's almost Shakespearean, like Lear and a family falling apart.
Yeah, they just can't have that happen. And yet there are people there that are doing their best to really mess with it. And so...
That's cool. That's cool. I will. Best of luck to you on once and on the other ones as well. What's the next one? Do you think, or do you have another one in you? By the way, that's the book, ladies and gentlemen. You can find it on Amazon. Find it in Newton, presumably right now, right?
You can, and I'm planning on either in August or possibly September. I will be doing another little book event, signing up at Village Wine and Gifts, actually, that you mentioned before. So we'll, and then I have another event over in Newton in November. But the difference, Bruce, mainly is that you have to develop every one of these characters, and you have to develop every one of the scenarios for those characters, and so that was my biggest challenge, of course.
Well, I'll bet. That's just fascinating. You didn't answer my question. You're going to get another one in you. You're going to write another one.
Well, let me tell you, none of these books would be on the market today if it wasn't for my wife, Janice. And
hello, Janice. Be nice to him. Let him do another one.
I can't. I probably do have another one in me right now, but I don't know for sure if it's going to happen.
Well, these are wonderful, and I tell you what, congratulations on that and on all the success. You can find him on Amazon.com. Look for Ron Kinder, author, on Amazon, and find all these books. Ron, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you, Bruce.
I appreciate it. Fascinating. I love it. Hey, folks, thanks for watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We'll see you all next time. Have a great day.